I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are a black woman and you know you have a good black man at home, you need to do what it takes to keep that black man. Because let me tell you something, there are not a lot of available good black men out here that are still interested in dating black women. So let me just hit you with some facts. Naturally, there are just more women on this earth than men, okay? We are outnumbering them. So then there's a large percentage of those black men that are incarcerated. There's another percentage of those men that are just into men. It's just the world that we live in. There's another percentage of those men that are already taken and married, and a lot of them are not marrying the black women.
We interrupt this program to prescribe you with 1,000 milligrams of red vitamins.
Right here, right now, it's the right time, it's the right sound, right now, right now. Tell the whole pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down. Tell the nigga pipe down, pipe down, pipe down, pipe down.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Reclaim Your Throne coming at you with another crazy video. But first, my goal is to get to 10,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And you already know. Reclaim your throne.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are a black woman and you know you have a good black man at home, you need to do what it takes to keep that black man. Because let me tell you something, there are not a lot of available good black men out here that are still interested in dating black women. So let me just hit you with some facts. Naturally, there are just more women on this earth than men, okay? We are outnumbering them. So then there's a large percentage of those black men that are incarcerated. There's another percentage of those men that are just into men. It's just the world that we live in. There's another percentage of those men that are already taken and married, and a lot of them are not marrying the black women. So when you do come across a black man that is single and good and actually willing to date a black woman, how do you ensure that he is actually desiring you and wants to commit to you? Okay, here's another fact. The number of black men who are marrying outside of their race has drastically increased, which simply just means they are not picking us. And that is a big concern for me. So you got to ask yourself, I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you are a black woman and you know you have a good... So you got to ask yourself, what is it about you that makes us less desirable? That is what we have to figure out. Because the men do desire to be in a relationship. They're getting married and they're outnumbering us in marriages. They're just not picking us. So it's time to really figure out, how can I be different? What do I need to switch up to really get what I truly desire from this black man? Let's talk about it in the comments. So you got to ask yourself, what...
All right, guys, you heard her, and she made some really good points there, but the sisters are not liking it, okay? She is addressing basically why black women need to cling to black men, but I think ultimately the damage has already been done. Black men are already expressing their options to date IR. Honestly, you know, I see a lot of IR couples, and if you guys don't know what IR means, it's interracial, yeah, basically interracial dating. But, and I see it all the time, and a lot of sisters, they might get upset with this, okay? They might get angry with this, and a lot of them say that they're not angry, they just don't want you to bash black women in the process, and I totally understand that, okay? I get it, right? But here's the thing. Even discussing this topic is bashing black women in their minds. So I'm going to proceed forward and talk about maybe why, you know, some of these women are not getting what they want, okay? One of the reasons is, and she's a shining example, I don't understand what the deal is with cutting your hair that short. Men like long hair. When you have short hair, I know you're still a woman, but even like if as a man, if you say, hey, you know, I don't want a bald woman, they're gonna say, oh, she's still a woman, you must be gay. Like as a matter of fact, like it's crazy to be hitting a bald chick from the back. I'm not gonna lie. And there are some attractive bald chicks, you know, like Amber Rose before she got that dumbass tattoo across her head. I mean Jada, I guess, before she, but even back then she had long hair. She looked way better with long hair. I mean, I've seen it before, right? I've seen it attractive, but like to stay with for the rest of your life, to marry, to elope, I mean, nah, bruh. I just couldn't see it. And a lot of y'all, you know, you have a lot of excuses for your hair. Here's the thing. Black men like the coarse, curly look. So I think y'all just need to stop putting them ointments in there. I mean, you see California, they just outlawed some of these ointments that have been in a lot of these products. And I mean, it's killing your hair. It's causing, you know, cancer and all this kind of stuff. So stop with all the crazy hairstyles and just rock it natural. You know what I'm saying? Clean it, comb it. That's one, okay? And another one, obviously, is the obesity rate. All right, we have 75%, unfortunately, of our community, the women in our community who are obese. So that is a real issue too. If you want an attractive black man, a guy who cares about the way he looks, because you can get a fat guy. I mean, these fat dudes, they're hitting everything, okay, or anything that they can get. They're not hitting everything because it's hard for them to get laid unless they have money. So these guys, they have to, you know, get whatever they can get. And, you know, fat girls don't like fat guys. But on a slow Tuesday, a fat girl will be like, you know what? He's cute in the face. You know, we both fat. Fuck it. I'm telling you right now. But, you know, obviously we know that a lot of the bigger women, they are still dating or not dating, but getting smashed by the 8s, 9s, 7s, 6s in the male community. And even, you know, 10 guys, which are rare, but, you know, they're getting smashed by the top echelon guys still. All right. So, and, you know, ain't no problem with a BBW every now and then, but obviously you don't want to commit to that because there are going to be issues down the line. Not only health issues, which you're going to be flipping the bill for, but you're also going to have just desire issues and whatnot. That's not going to end well. And then groceries. I mean, a lot of people talk about body positivity, but they ain't talking about that positive, you know, them funds coming into your account. You know what I'm saying? When you dating a fat chick, she eating 6-7 times a day, snacking the whole day. Like, I mean, at this point, she eating Lil Aiden's fruit snacks. I mean, a lot of these women, they just don't stop eating, okay? And they eat in large portions too. So that's a thing too. Like the oysters woman, right? We did a story on the oysters woman. She ordered 48 oysters. I mean, she put down 40. I could put down 48 oysters, but I'm a 205-pound guy, right? And I have a high metabolism. I work out all the time. But you have these women, they 200 pounds, and they're 5'5", 5'6", and they're putting down 48 oysters, and I'm just like, you got to check, right? So that's an issue. Obviously, we all understand the attitude problems are an issue as well. And you know, here's the thing. I advocate for dating IR, I advocate for passport bros, because it's hard, just as hard at, like what she's saying. It's just as hard for a black man to find that black woman that, you know, they sold to us in our childhood, right? It's just as hard for the black men to find that as it is for y'all to find, you know, these guys that y'all are looking for who are, you know, Tupac in the streets, but then he also can go corporate. He's like a Ghost from Power type dude where he can do the corporate thing and get legal money, but on the side, he's illegal money. So, you know, those guys, they're a dime a dozen, and most of them are in prison. So that's what we're dealing with nowadays, and that's what a lot of black women desire, okay? And that brings me to my next point. The preference. Thug, maxed, alpha, simps. Drill this term into your head. Thug, maxed, alpha, simps are the most attractive black men in the black community according to black women. Now, obviously, I don't think that they're the most attractive black men in the community, or the community rather, but I do understand that is those men are black women's preferences. All right. So when we do the street interviews, guys, y'all know I do street interviews. Follow 304's Don't Get Cold on YouTube, you know, formerly known as Quarantino the Guy. I do street interviews. Who would you rather date, a 9-to-5 or a street ninja? What you think that you a 9-to-5, a street ninja, you know, a scammer, a drug dealer? How that girl said in that one video that I broke down. I mean, I'm telling you. So you have all of these factors working against them, and then, you know, on the back end, they are going to complain about black men don't do this, black men don't do that. But it's really just the ones y'all picking. And here's the thing: a lot of the successful black men, they may not be attractive. I'm sorry. All right, but y'all are gonna have to settle with that, right? As far as attraction goes, you are gonna have to settle. Everybody has to settle, men and women alike. We have to settle, all right? If you're trying to make these lifelong pacts, right? So you're gonna have to settle in some ways. You're gonna have to compromise, not with the man. You're gonna have to compromise your own standards, right? In order to fit a suitable mate for you, if you deserve it, okay? And then that goes to my next point. A lot of y'all, let's keep it a buck, a lot of y'all are not deserving of these quote-unquote high-value black men because you're not willing to treat them how they are used to being treated, right? When a man becomes successful, especially a black man, contrary to popular belief, everybody said, oh, racism. When you're a successful black man, you are received very well, all right? And all these people are going to tell you it's not true, it's not true. But here's the thing. When you're that one black guy in a sea, and you're in a corporate setting, you're the one black guy in a sea of white people, you stand out. And you are received very well. I don't know where these people are getting in their heads. Obviously, you do have to face some adversity, and you can speculate as if it is based off of the color of your skin or not. But if you're a winner and you're in a sea of white people or whatever, right? And you are successful black men, you're going to stand out. And if you really have the merit, right? Not if you just saying, oh yeah, I be doing a whole bunch of shit. Like I be, I dabble in this, I dabble in that. I be doing the music, I be doing this, I be doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm really just like on a whole bunch. Like if you ain't doing shit like that and you can actually explain, okay, so this is what I did. This is the project I'm working on now. This is the business I started. This is, I perfected Google AdSense. All right, I'm marketing and reaching, 1 million eyes a day. Or if you have something to substantiate and stand on, then you will be received very well. I don't care what these folks are telling you about, well, the systematic this, systematic that, bro. I'll tell you right now, you will face adversity like everybody else. Your success will come in doses, and some people's success will come in droves. But if you're standing on your merits and you have accomplished something in life and you've done something significant, made a lot of money, done something, won something, athletic ability, maybe you won a spelling bee or something like that. I don't know. If you have something to stand on, I promise you, you will be received very well by white people. Okay? Especially if you are articulate, all right? Don't be going in the situation with the thug max alpha simp, you know what I'm saying? Be presentable and you will be received very well. All right? So these are the black men I'm talking about. The Malcolms, all right? The mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable men. And there's a reason why the main acronym for Malcolm, the origin of the Malcolm, is mildly attractive. There's a reason why. Because the men who are in this realm, they may not be a freaking pretty boy, right? Because pretty boys, a lot of pretty boys, now there are some, men who are very aesthetically gifted, right, by God. And these men succeed, right? But most of the time when you see really successful people, they're not the hot guy with, washboard abs and he's 6'4", and he's super, unless he's an athlete. But a guy who's successful in business, most likely he's gonna be medium ugly. Why? Because he had to face adversity in his life. See, when you're a pretty boy or pretty person in general, even pretty boy men, quote unquote, even these guys struggle in life. They have their own struggles, the male struggle, right? They suffer with the male struggle, but they may not struggle with women, right? But at the end of the day, when you get older and you grow up, you understand that, just getting girls is not life, right? I mean, yeah, it's nice when you need it, right? When you need to get your rocks off, and having the ability to do that on command is good. I think it's a good skill. But when you become, not even when you become successful, if you're not successful and you're getting laid a lot, which happens to the pretty boys, they have positive reinforcement for negative behaviors, right? But they're having these positive reinforcements because they look the way that they do. So if you are a pretty boy, the likelihood of you working hard is lower. And this is not for all. I'm just speaking in general, guys. But if you've ever heard the saying, if you've ever competed in any sport, you've heard the saying that hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard, right? So when you're very talented and you're gifted and everybody's smelling your asshole, all day, and they're telling you how good you are and how cute you are and how you can catch all these footballs or how you can dribble and shoot a basketball or how you can throw that baseball faster than all the other guys your age, right? And even faster than some grown men, right? When you are pampered like that, you tend not to work hard. You're like, man, me and Gunna, man, it Weezy, man, it's too easy. You ain't gonna work as hard, right? So that's what we're dealing with. So when you encounter a Malcolm, when a black woman, and she has success in her own right? Okay, the ones that are finishing college, and they're doing great things, right? There's some very dynamic black women out here. There's different struggles that they face, right? A lot of them are overweight. A lot of these successful black women that they're talking about that are, a dime a dozen out here, right? A lot of them are out of shape. And then some of them are super hot, super successful, but maybe they caught too many bodies because they're so hot, right? And they just get so much attention by men. And I mean, these women, they just can't help themselves. So you caught too many bodies. By the time you meet that Malcolm, if he's not a simp, he's not going to take you seriously. But if he is a simp, most likely you're not going to be as attracted to him. So you're going to have to compromise on that. These Malcolms that we're talking about, these guys will take you at a 20 body count. I'm telling you, they will. They will, because, here's the thing, man. A lot of brothers really don't, especially the older generation brothers, they don't care about body count. They do, but they don't, right? They don't want to see it in their face, but they really don't care. I think the emphasis on body count has really been pushed a lot in Gen Z, but even a lot of Gen Z, a lot of guys really don't care, even though we talk about it on this channel. But the gut reaction to seeing it, to being in the physical and feeling it, that's what they care about. That's what hurts. It's not necessarily that the woman smashed this, that, and the third, but we know that those behaviors create an environment that can break a man's heart, right? Because she has, done all these things. Now, she feel like she can do whatever because she has more experience than you. She feel like she can run circles around you, right? She can tell you she at the grocery store and she getting piped down. She can do that because that's what she on. You feel me? So, let's see. Any other points to address? Yeah, let's get into some of the comments. All right. Some guy, I don't think black men care any longer what black women think or want. Why? Because of the mindset of the black woman, and nowadays they put a price tag on a man's qualifications. That is true. If a man is not making 90K, 90, bruh, I ain't never heard a woman say she want a 90K ninja. I heard 100K, 120, 150. I done heard millions. I ain't never heard no 90 or over. She's not interested. This is because if the relationship doesn't work, she can take him to court and get half his money, especially if there's a child involved. That's facts. Also, it's the confrontational attitude, the moodiness, ungrateful, unapologetic. That's true. And they bring absolutely nothing to the table. And this is not all. This is not all. I'm telling you, there are pockets of sisters like, it's hard, man. It really is hard because here's the thing. And this is the reality. I'm giving y'all the real spill. I'm giving y'all my true opinion. A lot of the women of other races, they're willing to listen more. Wow. It's true. It's true. And obviously black men have their issues too. I talk about it on my other channel. If you want to hear about black men all day, go to Black Gen Z Mindset. I'm shadow banned over there too, but that's where I talk about black men. Y'all want to see, man, why are you talking about black women? I talk about black men too. I talk about the community because I care, right? And it's very interesting discussions. But here's the thing. The women of other races, they listen, right? And that is, I really think that that's black women's biggest issue. Not the fact that they're not hearing you, but the fact that they hear what you're saying and they just blatantly just are going to do the opposite just because you ain't finna tell me what to do. I'm a grown ass woman type shit. Like, and then they're going to say, oh, well, you have to be the right black man. Yeah, it works for a little bit, right? You could be, dude, you could be King Dingaling and these hoes will still slash your tires. It doesn't matter, bro. I done seen the hottest guys, pause, right? But I've seen very attractive men who, you know, have their pick of the litter. They run across, you know, a couple of the wrong sisters and their whole life is turned upside down. Seriously. I mean, remember that NFL player? I forgot his name, but, you know, the woman called her brother to pull up, shoot up. I mean, it's just, there. You have to really, like that, if you're going to date in the community at this point, she got to come from money. That's really the only inhibitor. I think that's the, and she don't have to be rich, but at least middle class. Like she, like it can't be a single mother household. It has to be a 2-parent household, and that's gonna be hard because we know that 75% of black children in general are born out of wedlock. So, I mean, good luck, right? Good luck. But my point is, the women of other races listen. When you tell them, hey, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I want you to do, boom, blah, they might fuck off on you. They might, all right? But from my experience, they don't, all right? And they're a lot more open to, you know, to sexually satisfying you in the way that, I mean, let's keep it a buck. A lot of sisters are talking about, oh, they the head doctor now. Yeah, because Cardi's talking about giving head. Meg's talking about giving head and how good her head is. But when I mean, let's think back in 2014, 2015. I mean, I'm not saying that sisters wasn't giving head, but it would be a chore to them. You know what I'm saying? Whereas other women, they're like, oh my God, I love, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just reality. Let's see. Fellas, get your passport and keep it pushing. We as men realized we were begging to be accepted by our own women of our culture and got tired of it. But these Spanish, European, and Asian families, cool though. I've learned a lot from them, and the love is lovely. Love who loves you and force nothing. Yeah, man. And a lot of, contrary to popular belief, and I'm not saying there aren't racist parents, right? There are racist parents, but if you are a good man and the family sees that, and I'm not saying you're just vying for their validation. Never do that. Just be yourself, man. If you're good, it'll shine, and these families will embrace you. They will accept you. Now, I'm not saying that you go and, you know, yeah, I mean, blow your load on the first woman who got a nice family and her mama love you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that people like to say, oh, well, you dating them people, and then they family don't like you and all this kind of stuff. It's like, honestly, I don't give a fuck. When you marry a woman, and this is what the Bible says, when you marry a woman, she clings to you. She is no longer a part. I mean, she's still a part of her family, right? But she is under your counsel now, all right? A father gives his hand in marriage, his daughter's hand in marriage to the groom, right? And that's how it works. So, yeah, they might have this and they might have that. I mean, what mother-in-law is the man not beefing with, right? Like, come on. Y'all act like in-laws. You could have a black family, they hate you, and they daughter say that you put hands on them, and then they got they brother coming to, you know, run you down and spraying up your damn house. I mean, pick your poison, hell. This comment section further provides the evidence of exactly what she's saying. Y'all gonna be single forever with y'all strong independent ass. Black men marry black women overwhelmingly. Please stop the narrative. That is true, but the successful, that's what they care about. This is what black men who, you know, want to, I mean, they're still pro-black. And hey, I'm pro-black too, but just in my own way, right? I'm pro-back the hell up, nigga. Nah, I'm just kidding. No, but, no, for real though. Damn, I'm funny as shit. I ain't gonna lie. Yes, black men at I think 80% tune right now, and it's lowering. It is lowering. Marry black women overwhelmingly. Yes, true. But the successful black men, that's who they're talking about. See, all y'all trying to pander to the women. No. Look, they don't care about y'all. They don't care. Well, they might care about him because he got a blue check. Let's see how many followers he got. 94K. Yeah. If he's sliding somebody. Oh, yeah. This, who this? I think I recognize him. I don't know. He might be in some shit. I don't know. But, yeah, I mean, they don't care about y'all, bruh. They don't. They don't. They could care less. They do not care about y'all talking about most black men. They don't care. They care about what are the successful black men doing. And they're not marrying black women. And that's all they care about. They don't care what the bum ninjas are doing, right? Especially the successful black women. Yes, they will sleep with the Thug Max Alpha Simps. But most likely, they're not going to marry those men. Unless they're like, you know, dumbasses like Nicki Minaj, right? But most likely, they're not going to marry those men. They'll have intercourse with them, but they're not going to marry them. They want to marry the successful, attractive black men, but those men are going to other races of women. And what really stings them is the white women. They can, you know, okay, he got a Latina, damn, she bad as hell. Like, a lot of them will chalk it up like, okay, she's melanated, she's bad as shit. I chalk it up. But when the woman is white, they can't stand it. And, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Y'all are going to have to, for one, here's my advice. I know they're not going to take it well. If y'all just got in the gym en masse, I'm talking about like 90% of black women go to the gym. I'll say 90% of black women under the age of 30 because after 30, it's just like, all right, we're not checking. But if y'all go to the gym three days a week and actually do some shit, work up a sweat, you'll be fine. You'll literally be fine, bro. We'll put up with the attitude. Let's keep it a buck. Black men will put up with the attitude. We'll put up with the smack in the lips because we grew up with black women. And, you know, obviously I don't like the your mama black, your sister black, your auntie black, da-da-da-da. I don't like that narrative because it puts off a incestual Oedipus complex of some sort. But we know how y'all are, and we're willing to put up with that. That's the facts. Like, and a lot of black men pride themselves in putting up with that. Yeah, she's strong. Sometimes she got an attitude. You know, sometimes she bark back. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black men take pride in putting up with that stuff because they have convinced us that if you can't put up with it, you're not strong enough. And it's like, does it look like I'm not strong enough? Have y'all seen me? But they don't get it. They just don't get it. Like, men who are attractive, physically attractive. I'm not saying that I'm the hottest guy, but I do well. I do very well, okay? When I step out, it's not an issue. So, men who are attractive, we want our women in shape. All right? And we are willing to put up with attitude. Don't get me wrong. As long as you're hot enough. That's really it. Like, if you are, and it'll only last for so long, but we put up with the attitude initially to get you to fall in love with us. And then, as you guys know, if you ever dated a black woman, when she falls in love with you, she melts in your hand. The attitude, it subsides until you have kids with her. Then, woo. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be OV. But before then, like, she melts in your hand like putty. And it's fine. But to overcome the attitude initially on the approach, either you have to, as a man, you have to be really hot, or you have to be quick on your feet and be able to give quick rebuttals. And that it is a shit test. Obviously, we understand that. But sometimes black men just don't want to go through that, right? Don't you just want to walk up to a woman and say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And she says, "Hey, how are you?" and smiles at you. really all you want. Even if she's not interested. You know, oh, I didn't know. Oh, well, yeah, I gotta go. Bye. I mean, fine. It's cool. But a lot of y'all, I mean, y'all just do too much on the approach. I'm not gonna lie. But like I said, we're willing to put up with an attitude. You know, we've grown up with it all our life, and we're willing to put up with that as long as you're hot enough. Stop chasing money and ruining that mouth so much. Honestly, I'm married to the most amazing man, and he don't have tons of money. And even though I make more, it doesn't make me the head at my home. I submit without hesitation. What I make don't make me the boss at home. And I love what Keisha Green said. Yeah, I mean, she's right. Women in 2023 are put in positions that they've never been put in before, and they can make money way easier than men. A woman in any industry can make money way easier than men. She doesn't even have to really do the industry. She just has to say she's an electrician, post some pictures of her doing electrical work for 6 months, and then get on OnlyFans, and it's OV. The world is her oyster. Men, we have to actually learn some shit. We have to work really hard to be successful. We have to do the same thing every day, 100 times a day, and then go to sleep and repeat it in order to be successful. So if you are a woman and you were handed, and this is the issue, a lot of women are narcissistic and think that they got it because they're that good. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not saying that there are some very talented women out there, dynamic women. You have to preface it every time you say something about women, because they're gonna be in their feelings. There are some dynamic women in the business world. There really are. And then you see some who, like, I know you just fucked a millionaire and then he put you on game, right? Like, I mean, it's obvious, right? It is so obvious, and it's crazy. And then they'll say, I worked so hard for this, and da, da, da. And it's like, bro, you got put on. It's like me going to the boss and sucking them off and letting them, it's not, you didn't do anything for the job. You just looked cute, showed up and showed some titty, and you got opportunities. Not all women, obviously. There are some busted ass, not good looking women who are doing really good in business because they actually grind and learn the game like the men do. And I'm not discounting them at all, because, hey, go for it. I'm just not trying to fuck you. But y'all know what I'm talking about. These social media influencers who are supposedly selling products in certain industries, and I know for a fact they're not doing the business because they can't answer simple questions in podcasts. They just are like circular talking. I mean, I ain't trying to call nobody out, but you see it all the time. Here's an elderly sister. Looks like she's about 50 years old. She says, first of all, I'm around a lot of black men. I'm a barber. They want you to be more feminine. Stop being so masculine. Have a need to want them more. Also, they want you to stop showing your ass all the time. Stop showing what you want him to admire about you to the whole effing world. Too true. Indeed. That is true. Thought culture, obviously. They like the stripper, but they don't want to marry the stripper. Some do, but most don't. He says a lot don't. I'm going to say most don't. Learn how to cook. Take care of home. Take care of him. Make him feel like the king that he know he is. This is what I hear. I also hear them say that the black woman does not need the black man. She's doing fine by herself, having the ability to go get someone that they were told that they couldn't have is something also a lot of their mothers mess it up for us because they have been in a house with a black woman yelling and screaming, telling her what to do, making them feel small. They don't want to marry that. No, they don't. So it's a lot of things that have to change amongst the female and the male. Just saying, a lot of us black women have to stop being so easy. Oh, and this is a sister too. I mean, I guess I should have known by how illiterate this, what she put together, but no, I'm just kidding. It's just jokes, guys. Come on. Tough crowd. Yeah, I know. Anyways, let's see. A lot of us women have to stop being so easy to want to be the center of attention. They want attention too. They want your attention because the world does not give it to them. And who else should they get it from? Just saying, I love my black man. To me, they're the best thing on the planet. then they all know that that's the reason why I get love wherever I go. But at the same time, I will not allow someone that has not taken time out for herself and God to come and guide me through this world and have no plans. So at the same time, the black woman does not want that. So we are left with what we have. Also need to ask our brothers, the black man, to start holding each other accountable. And when I say this, I mean holding your brother accountable for the types that he is doing that is F up your world, meaning having children out of wedlock, not taking care of your kids, that kind of stuff, all of the things that are needed to take care of a kid or not financially okay. So we have to get that in order first, because this is part of the hindering of our existence in the marriage world. Yeah, I like what she said. She made some valid points. I mean, I really don't have anything to add to that. All women need to know is let a man be a man and let them lead. Simple. Why people make ish hard. Someone says Kevin Samuel's been saying this. RIP to the GOAT. Somebody says let her cook. Somebody said, ladies, please don't listen to this. This is not true at all. There's a shortage in American black men. If you travel abroad and in different countries, oh my God. So she's pushing the passport hoe rhetoric. Here's the thing. We push passport bros all day long. Why? Because it actually works. Passport hoes, better known as passport 304s, does not work. And I'm going to tell you why. For one, there's black men in other countries. The majority of black men are in Africa and South America. Okay? Africa and South America. That's where they are. Right? It's not like, they're all over the world. No, because these men, the other black men who are all over the world come from these countries. North America, South America, Africa. A lot of these women don't even understand geography, right? So most of the black men, if they're not in America, and there's a very small percentage in the UK, I think their population is like 3 to 5% at this point in the UK. In these Eastern European countries, it ain't no black men, all right? They're in Africa. They're in South America. Those are where all the melanated black men are, right? So you want to let's talk about Africa. The average wage on the continent annually is a whopping 74, not thousand, no, $7,400. Boom, annually. That's like $650 a month. There's black men all over the world. Where are you going to get the six-figure black men? They're all in America. Okay, it's so crazy. And then too, black men in Africa, look, bruh. There are some good brothers in Africa. Shout out to my African brothers. But they're not going to put up with your stuff. And in a lot of places, they will not let's just say they're not going to put up with your stuff. And they might put you up or down. So, I mean, the safest place for a black woman to find a black man is in America. All right? I know y'all want to believe there's 9 billion people in the world. Okay? And most of them live in poverty. Most of them live in conditions that you wouldn't put your dog in. And I'm not trying to trash Africa or South America, but I'm just speaking the truth. That's why they're rushing over the United States border just to get a little bit of this wealth, baby. Right? And that's why this is the greatest country in the world. All right? And, we're trying to win this country back. But I think I've said enough. Hold on. Let me finish her thing. But I thoroughly and you want to talk about the average wage in South America? I think it's for a black man in South America, it's $5,400. I don't understand. I don't think black women understand the math of it all, And that's the most important thing. The most successful black men are in the United States, period. And if they're not, they're passport bros. meaning they come from the United States or some other country, you know, maybe a European country, you know, where they were able to, you know, get citizenship over time. But anyway, she says, shortage of American black men. If you travel abroad and in different countries, you will see there's plenty of black men with morals and knowledge on how to be providers because they were raised that way. Here's the thing. You go to Africa and you look for a black man. See, their morals are different than ours. You say with morals and da-da-da-da. Well, what if his morals are polygyny? Then you're still going to be with a man who you're sharing. So a lot of them just don't understand. The black men in America, we're really the most giving black men on the planet. And I know that could be controversial to say, but it's the truth. A lot of the black men in other countries, y'all think they're putting up with this attitude or this thottery or going naked outside? Bro, they will cut. I'm telling you. I'm not even going to say it, but they will do something to you and you will never be the same. America has been so diluted and toxic. So many children are being raised in single parent households. It's a culture problem, not shortage of men. Definitely working on being more desirable because my mouth gonna go and that's too masculine. Just focus on being fit, feminine, fun, and cooperative. Like Six Pack City said. I don't know who Six Pack City said, but that was Kevin Samuels, not no damn Six Pack City. I concur, but I concur, but as I don't know why he put these three periods. Anyways, as a happily married black man, I too have a great role to obtain and fulfill. This is my personal choice, not just because my wife is the most desirable. I understand that it's my duty to commit, build, and establish a God-fearing foundation to better help carry out the will that God has exemplified to all of us. To be honest, us men in general know that we have the upper hand according to the ratio of women to men. No, most men don't know that, and most men don't have access. As you see, 64% of men are single, all right? And with all the access and temptation, it's harder than ever to resist the pursuit of our desires that have been programmed in us how to be a player. I agree with that, but it's not programmed in us. It is a biological imperative. It's not, oh, well, you know, I was socially conditioned to want to smash multiple women. No, sexual access and sexual variety is essential to a man's mental health, period. All right. So, yeah, if you got a man, keep and encourage that he's doing a phenomenal job in his pursuit of following the will of God by the way of loving, leading, and sacrificing through it all as you all pursue your destiny. I rest there. You all stay blessed and encouraged. I'm going to leave it on that. I'm not even going to get into his profile and see if his wife is really the most desirable, which, respectfully, with all due respect, brother Raheem, I doubt it. But anyways, you already know what it is. It's your boy, Reclaim Your Throne. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Send your relationship request to email down below with a screenshot of your CashApp so I know you're paying on time, man. Y'all need to be on your motherfucking name with the BS. You already know. Reclaim Your Throne.
Want to become an elite level athlete? Well, look no further. The Reclaim Your Throne Elite D1 training course is all you need to take your performance from subpar to the creme de la creme of athletes all around the world. The purpose of this course is to give you a comprehensive weight training, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance program that is meant to prepare young athletes for collegiate and professional sports. This course is packed with over 2 hours of creative, action-packed lifts narrated and coached by yours truly to assure increased strength, speed, flexibility, recovery, and endurance. Hey, I get it. Training alone can be tough and can even make you feel misguided or somewhat unmotivated. But with this course, I walk you step by step through each and every lift to make sure you're using the proper form to prevent injuries and that you're hitting the correct muscle groups to render maximum results. So what are you waiting for? It's now or never. So go ahead and get the training course today so you too can reclaim your throne.